Building businesses that solve real problems and make profit at the same time? Yes, it's possible. And believe me, there are more of us on that path than you might think. I know because I've been on that journey myself. After more than a decade in the corporate world, I found myself completely lost, searching for my purpose in my job and never quite finding it. In 2020, I made the leap. Just me, my laptop, and a strong belief that business can be a force for good, and that we need to bridge the gap between the big slogans of sustainability and the reality of business. That's how Mina Impact was born. Since then, I've had the chance to work with governments, corporations, and inspiring startup founders. Mina Impact has since become a certified B Corp and has been recognized with awards for our business model. Along the way, I've met dozens of impact-driven startups in the MENA region, from climate tech to sustainable fashion to inclusion. Their stories inspired me, but I realized they weren't being told. That's why I launched the Impact Talk podcast. Conversations with founders, investors, and changemakers, proving that building with purpose in our region is not just possible, it's happening. Today, I want to do something a little different. Just you and me. And I'll be sharing 10 lessons I've gathered from these conversations and my own work. Lessons that have shaped my journey and that I believe can support anyone building a business with impact. And this special solo episode comes to life thanks to our sponsor, the World Green Economy Summit, one of the world's leading forums on the green economy advancing the future of sustainable development. So let's dive straight into it. Number 1, tell stories, not pitches. They said Arabs don't care about climate, and we proved them wrong. That's how Mustafa Bosca, co-founder of Carbon Safer, began his story on Impact Talk. Mustafa and his two co-founders left secure, successful corporate careers to launch a climate tech company with impact. People doubted them at every step. Why climate? Why here? Why leave good jobs? But they went against the odds, and they made it happen. I absolutely love this story because it shows something powerful. Impact ventures often begin with something deeply personal. A gap you lived, a challenge you couldn't ignore, something you knew had to change. Your story isn't just background, it's a strategic asset. You don't need to fake anything, but you do need to own it and share it with intention. Stop pitching what you do. Start telling people why you do it. Because when they feel your purpose, they see what drives you, that's when they will support you, buy from you, or invest in you. Number 2, if you don't measure it, it doesn't exist. Everyone talks about impact, but very few actually know how to measure it. When I first started working in this space, I realized something important. Good intentions are not enough. If we can't measure impact, we can't manage it. And we definitely can't communicate it. One of our guests, The Surplus, is a great example. Its founder, Rana Haji Rassouli, made the decision early on to certify her business as a B Corp and embed impact at its core in a measurable way. Today, it's the only climate tech startup in the region with that certification. Proof from an independent third party that it creates real impact. Now, whether you go for a certification or not does not really matter. What matters is that you define your environmental and social KPIs early on, and that you track and measure them. Because without measurement, impact is only talk. Number 3, your network is your power. On Impact Talk, Raghi Ramadan, the founder of Noor Nation, told me the story of how he landed one of his dream investors. He had been invited to speak on a panel at COP28 in Dubai. In the middle of travels and a heavy schedule, he almost skipped it. But at the last minute, he changed his mind and went. That same day, there was a dinner. Standing in the middle of the crowd, Raghi spotted His Highness Prince Khalid bin Al-Walid bin Talal, founder of KBW Ventures. He walked straight up to him, introduced himself, and Prince Khalid handed him his card. A week later, he was on a call with Prince Khalid teams, 30 minutes of conversation, and less than a week after that, he got the reply. We love your solution and we are ready to invest. Not only that, Prince Khalid also joined Noor Nation as an advisor. Why am I telling you this story? Because it shows the power of getting out there and building your network. Opportunities don't always come to you. You have to be present in the room, on the panel, at the dinner. Don't overthink it. Show up, connect, and open the door to possibilities you can't predict. And if you're in the UAE, we're lucky to have a fantastic calendar of events almost all year long. One I never miss is the World Green Economy Summit, WGES. The next edition takes place on October 1st and 2nd, 2025, at the Dubai World Trade Center under the theme Innovating for Impact, Accelerating the Future of the Green Economy. WGES has become one of the world's leading forums on the green economy, bringing together decision makers, thought leaders, and innovators from across the globe to discuss everything from clean energy and sustainable finance to climate equity and youth in climate action. So if you're listening before October 2025, don't miss it. You will find the registration link in the show notes. And if you're tuning in after, remember, WGES is held every year and it's always worth being part of. Number 4, profit is not a dirty word. Let me put it this way. An impact-driven business is not charity. You can and you must make profit. Otherwise, it isn't a business. There are so many misconceptions out there. People think that doing good means doing it for free. That is wrong. That is very wrong, actually. You can design technology that reduces emissions, launch solutions that reduce water consumption, create ventures that tackle food waste, or build businesses that drive inclusion. Whatever your field, your products and services must generate both impact and revenue. And that's not only okay, it is essential. Profit is what sustains your business model and allows you to keep generating impact. The two go hand in hand. Without profit, your venture remains a nice side project, nothing more. So yes, profit matters. In fact, it's one of the most important ways to protect your impact. And if you can find innovative pathways to revenue, you're not just building resilience, you're proving that impact and business success can grow together. Number 5, not every venture needs VC money. When you think of startups, you probably think of venture capital, investors pouring in millions to fuel growth. That's often the image we have from the outside. On Impact Talk, I spoke with Nader El-Bastaki, Managing Director of the Dubai Future District Fund, one of the most prominent VCs in the region. What struck me in our conversation is this. VC money can be powerful. It can help you commercialize your solution, scale rapidly. But it comes with expectations. Massive returns, fast growth, global expansion. Think about multiplying your business 100 times, moving into new markets, even new continents. That's the VC game. But here is the truth. Not every impact venture is built for that. Some models require patient capital, time to develop, or a different growth trajectory. And that's okay. Beyond VC, there are other pathways: grants, blended finance, revenue-based financing. This may fit better with the kind of impact you're building. So, before chasing VCs, ask yourself, does my venture really need it? Or would another funding model serve my mission and my impact better? Number 6, awareness comes before adoption. One thing became very clear from my conversations with impact-driven founders. Before they could sell their solutions, they first had to create awareness about the problems they were solving. Not everyone is familiar with issues like water scarcity, climate change, or youth unemployment. Many founders found themselves in the position of having to educate their potential clients, investors, or partners. And honestly, that's part of the job. If people don't understand the problem, they won't buy into the solution. This is quite unique to the impact space, but it also opens an opportunity. Education itself can become part of your value. I've seen many startups turn this into workshops, training, content, or advisory, not only raising awareness, but also creating new revenue streams along the way. Number 7, build a community around your business. This is another pattern I've noticed among successful impact-driven founders. They don't just build a business, they build a community. Take the Waste Lab, a startup transforming organic waste into valuable resources. They don't just provide a service. They've created a community of individuals, businesses who understand and practice proper waste sorting and disposal at the source. When you work with them, you're not just a client, you're part of their mission. Another great example is My Farm Dubai, an organic farm that works closely with schools, businesses, and municipalities to share knowledge on organic farming. Again, they are not only selling produce, they are building a movement around sustainable agriculture. And that's powerful. Because when you build a community, you broaden your mission, strengthen your ecosystem, and earn supporters and early adopters along the way. So, whatever you're building in the impact space, my advice is simple. Don't just build a business, build a community. Number 8, pivot until it works. Like any other business, you may have to pivot at some point. On Impact Talk, I spoke with Nivin Hashem, co-founder of Paltic. The startup began in Lebanon as a social enterprise tackling plastic waste. Their first idea was to create everyday consumer products made from recycled plastic. But the market wasn't there. So they pivoted. Instead of selling to consumers, they started producing panels from recycled plastic, which designers could use as a sustainable material in commercial and residential projects. And they didn't stop there. They eventually moved from Lebanon to the UAE, where the market was more favorable. So, from B2C to B2B, from Lebanon to the UAE. Paltic's journey shows that you never really know where building an impact venture will take you. What matters is being ready and open to change. So my advice is simple. Be ready to pivot and be ready to do it as many times as you need. It's part of the journey. Number 9, don't build alone, find your support system. The impact journey can feel very lonely. I know firsthand how it feels. You can be as passionate and purpose-driven as you want, but without a support system around you, it's tough to keep going. Because here is the truth. You will face setbacks, disillusions, and even failures along the way. And in those moments, you need people you can be real with. People you can open up to, brainstorm with, get advice from, or yes, even cry on their shoulder. Spoiler alert, you will cry. Trust me, it's part of the journey. That's why it's so important to find your people, those who understand the struggles, hold space for honest conversations, and help you see the bigger picture when you feel stuck. These are also the people who can make the introductions that truly move the needle for your venture. And that's one of the reasons I created the MENA Impact community. I've experienced how much value and support comes from being surrounded by founders and changemakers who face the same challenges and who are willing to share their learnings. In our community, we bring together impact founders and entrepreneurs who are committed to building an ecosystem where no one has to go through this journey alone. So if you're an impact-driven founder, I'd love for you to join us. You will find peers who understand your challenges, resources to help you grow, and opportunities to connect with the right people at the right time. Go to menaimpact.ae and join the community now. And finally, number 10, learn to be misunderstood and still move forward. Not everyone will understand why you're so stubborn about climate change, inequality, or protecting our oceans. Some people will try to discourage you from building your venture. They will want you to stay where you are, avoid the risks, play it safe. And you know what? That's okay. A lot of people will misunderstand you, sometimes even the ones closest to you. As a founder, you will need to learn how to manage that, how to set boundaries, how to keep going even when people don't believe in you. Because at the end of the day, entrepreneurs are a little crazy, with a higher risk appetite than most. So be ready to be challenged. Be ready to be misunderstood. And remember, it often means you're on to something bigger than yourself. That's the price of building something that truly matters. So let's quickly recap the 10 lessons. Number 1, tell stories, not pitches. Number 2, if you don't measure it, it doesn't exist. Number 3, your network is your power. Number 4, profit is not a dirty word. Number 5, not every venture needs VC money. Number 6, awareness comes before adoption. Number 7, build a community around your business. Number 8, pivot until it works. Number 9, don't build alone. Find your support system. And number 10, learn to be misunderstood and still move forward. These are the lessons I'm still learning myself, and I hope they serve you on your own journey. Impact Talk will be back with inspiring guests as we continue exploring sustainability, impact, and innovation across MENA and beyond. A special thank you to our sponsor, the World Green Economy Summit, shaping the future of the green economy. And if you're an impact-driven founder, join us at MENA Impact Community, where we bring together entrepreneurs, partners, investors to build the ecosystem we need. Until next time, keep driving impact wherever you are.